Ferrari has just made a decision that could shape the team's future for years to come. Fred Vasseur, the Italian team's director, has been confirmed for a few more seasons. But this decision has not been without controversy. Is Ferrari making the right decision or missing out on a unique opportunity to hire someone even more qualified? To understand the importance of this contract extension, we need to look back at the past. Vasseur arrived in Maranello in early 2023, replacing Mattia Binotto at a time when Ferrari was completely disoriented. The team that should have been competing for championships was experiencing a roller coaster ride of inconsistent performances, questionable tactics, and internal tension that seemed to drain all the strength from the structure. The Frenchman faced a colossal task: to put Ferrari back at the top of Formula One. And indeed, the first fruits were encouraging. In 2024, Ferrari finished second in the Constructors' Championship, showing clear signs that it was heading in the right direction. 6 race wins under Vasseur's management seemed to confirm that the change in leadership had been successful. But this is where the story takes a more complex turn, as not everything is going perfectly in Maranello. The 2025 season has been a genuine test of endurance for Vasseur and his team. While McLaren dominates the championship, Ferrari seems to have reached a point of stagnation. So far, there have been no wins, only 5 podium finishes achieved solely by Charles Leclerc, while Lewis Hamilton, the most expensive and eagerly awaited signing in recent times, is still adjusting to the new situation. It is as if Ferrari had moved up 2 steps in 2024, but is now spinning in the same position. This delicate situation has sparked speculation in the Italian media about Vasseur's fate. Rumors were rife that Ferrari's top brass was interested in Christian Horner, the strategist who turned Red Bull into a title-winning machine. Imagine the move: recruiting the commander of the rival team that has most disrupted Ferrari in recent years. It would be a bold move, but also a dangerous one. After all, Horner has a proven track record of achievements, but he would also bring with him all the rivalry and pressure that exists between the two organizations. However, Ferrari has opted to invest in stability. Vasseur's extension for a few more seasons sends a clear message. The team's management believes that the current obstacles are temporary and that the Frenchman has the skills to overcome them. Is it a risky investment? Of course it is. We are talking about a team that has not won a constructor's title since 2008 and lives under constant pressure from the tifosi, the most passionate and demanding fans in global motorsport. What makes this decision even more fascinating is the timing. 2026 will bring huge regulatory changes to Formula One, practically resetting the stage for all teams. It is in this situation of a total restart that Vasseur will need to demonstrate his competence. With Lewis Hamilton finally integrated and Charles Leclerc at the peak of his career, Ferrari will have an admirable pair of drivers. But will that be enough? Vasseur's statement after the renewal was enlightening. He said that this extension is not just a confirmation, but an incentive to continue evolving. Words that echo like someone who perfectly understands the responsibility that rests on his shoulders. 30 months of dedication have laid a solid foundation in his assessment, but now is the time to build something greater. The question remains, is this foundation really as solid as it appears? Benedetto Vigna, Ferrari's chief executive, also made a point of clarifying that this renewal reflects the corporation's confidence in Vasseur's leadership. But let's be practical. In Maranello, credibility and accountability always go hand in hand. Ferrari is not just a Formula One team. It is an institution, an Italian emblem that symbolizes much more than just car racing. When you don't deliver results, pressure comes from all directions. Vasseur's big challenge will be how he manages expectations for 2026. The new rules could represent a golden opportunity for Ferrari to finally return to the top, but they could also be a trap if the team fails to take advantage of them. Hamilton will be more settled, Leclerc remains one of the best drivers on the grid, and Ferrari's technical organization has undergone significant restructuring in recent years. All the elements are in place, but someone needs to know how to prepare the ideal formula. Vasseur's appointment also raises an intriguing question about Ferrari's mindset. Has the team finally understood the importance of patience and committed to staying the course? Or is this just another decision that will be reconsidered if results don't come quickly? Ferrari's recent history is not very optimistic in this regard. How many team principals have come and gone at Maranello in the last 2 decades? Instability has always been a persistent problem, but perhaps that is precisely why this renewal makes sense. Vasseur has brought a sense of calm that Ferrari has not experienced in a long time. Even with the disappointing results in 2025, there has been none of the internal turmoil that used to characterize the Italian team when things got tough. This may indicate that the mindset of the organization has truly changed. What we cannot ignore is that the competition is becoming increasingly fierce. McLaren dominates 2025. Mercedes has returned to competitiveness. Red Bull remains powerful despite some adversity, and teams like Aston Martin are investing heavily to compete at the front. Ferrari cannot afford to waste any more time. Each season that passes without a title represents an additional season away from the glory that the Tifosi so crave. The responsibility on Vasseur is now even more intense. He has earned the trust of management, but he has also taken full responsibility for future results. There are no more excuses, no more adjustment phase. From now on, every tactical decision, every technical advance, every configuration choice will be analyzed through the lens of success or failure. It is a huge responsibility, but also a unique opportunity to make history. The fascinating thing is that Vasseur is not inexperienced in the world of Formula One. He has experience with different teams, knows the ins and outs of the category like few others, and has proven that he knows how to nurture talent and build competitive teams. But Ferrari is unlike any other environment. The pressure is different, the expectations are different, and the weight of tradition is something that can either overwhelm or motivate you, depending on how you approach it. The renewal also sends a message to the drivers. Hamilton and Leclerc now know that they will have stability in technical leadership for the next few years. This could be essential to creating an atmosphere of trust and long-term work. Hamilton, in particular, needs this stability to get the most out of his talent in the years he still has ahead of him in Formula One. But what if the achievements do not materialize? What if 2026 is another season of disappointment? Will Ferrari have the patience to keep Vasseur at the helm, or will the pressure be too much? These are questions that only time will answer, but they are certainly on the minds of everyone involved. What is clear is that Ferrari has made its choice and now has to live with the consequences. Vasseur has in his hands the opportunity to become part of the history of the most celebrated team in Formula One, but he also carries the weight of decades of unfulfilled expectations. It is a responsibility that few can bear, but one that can turn an individual into a legend if everything turns out positively. The final question that remains is Fred Vasseur truly the right person to lead Ferrari back to the top, or has the Italian team wasted a historic opportunity to revolutionize its structure? Only the coming years will provide the answer, but one thing is certain. The pressure has never been so intense, and expectations have never been so high. Ferrari has placed its hopes in Vasseur, and now it's time to see if that gamble will pay off. What do you think? Is Vasseur the right man for the job, or should Ferrari have taken more of a risk? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any behind-the-scenes analysis of Formula One.